Welcome to Pitchside. It's a pleasure to bring you all the coverage, and a huge congratulations to Multan Sultans because they've now secured their spot in the top 4. That's the big news of the day, courtesy a wonderful knock by Riley Russo. Now, I've been joined by a very special guest in the studio today, Andy Flower, who's been an integral part of the Multan Sultans setup for a while, alongside Nick Knight, who always joins us in the night. he's making the sad face. I hope you're not that sad to be here.
I'm very happy. I'm happy for this man as well, because I've never seen him have such a smile on his face for about the last 5 minutes. You're smiling again.
Everyone talks about me never smiling.
There you go.
Andy, huge congratulations. Magnificent win for Multan Sultans. Just your thoughts then initially first on the qualification. I mean, it was an important game.
It was an important game, and qualifying is the first step towards the ultimate goal, isn't it? And it's great that we've qualified. We've got another game tomorrow, and we want to take a step further and get into that top 2, or give us the best chance to get into that top 2 anyway.
Let's talk about Riley Russo then. I mean, what did he eat tonight?
I don't see much of him around the hotel. He sort of hibernates in his room a lot of the time. But that was really special, wasn't it? It was an amazing innings, especially the way he started, 45 or 15 balls, and he didn't put a foot wrong. You know, he hit everything in the middle of the bat. His balance was amazing. His choice of shot and the decision making was amazing. So it's a real privilege to watch these guys play.
Andy, what do you say to a team, a batting unit, when you're going to go and chase 240? I mean, how do you do you have an involvement in it? How does that dynamic work when you go out there?
Well, I think in those the sort of half times, if you like, the atmosphere in the dressing room is really important. So when you come off after having conceded 240, there could be a tendency to feel quite negative about the game, and you just can't afford to. So David Miller, for instance, walked into the dressing room and started talking really positively, loudly enough for everyone in the dressing room to hear, about the fact that we can chase this down. It was chased down really, 240 was chased down really recently. We just conceded it, and we had the power in our lineup to do so. So that sort of intervention by a guy like David Miller, who's just been left out and could be feeling really disappointed about stuff, makes a difference. So the feel in the dressing room and switching quickly to positive thinking is really important.
Do you tick off targets? I mean, do the batters at something, you know, we need this off 10, we need this off 5, we need this off the power play, or is it just see ball, hit ball?
I quite like ticking off targets, but some teams don't. Today there was just too much happening. So
I see you with your book ticking off lots of things. I wonder sometimes what's written in there.
Look, we all knew that we needed sort of 70 plus in the power play, and our 2 openers went out with that goal in mind, and it didn't happen. But Riley got in early, and he was joined by Pollard, who just oozes calm and experience and know-how, doesn't he? And he soaked up a little bit of pressure initially while Riley was going crazy, and then he added the impetus and power when he could. He's a really smart cricketer. Great to have him in our side.
What about Rizwan then? I mean, he's been leading the side for a while. What's he like as a leader? Somebody who's very chirpy and bubbly. How does he rally his troops together?
I really respect Rizwan a lot. He's a strong man. He's courageous. He has a strong faith. I think that sort of oozes out of him, doesn't it? And I think the fact that he oozes integrity, it makes him a leader that people really want to follow. He's confident. He believes in himself, and he believes in his team. And he certainly shows the team that belief, and I think those are great qualities in a leader, and he's got them all.
You spoke about Kieron Pollard and his contributions. What a stunning catch he took in the deep. I mean, he actually took 2 really good catches. He seems to be the perfect fielder just near the boundary line.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible catch. If there's a better catch than that in this tournament, I'd be surprised. You know, and just the power of the guy when he took it and balanced on his left leg as he was throwing it up in the air before he could get back into the outfield was incredible. He works. This is the first time I've worked with him in a team, and I've been surprised by how hard he works in the gym with his personal trainer who he brings out, and he's an incredible professional sports person.
Just in terms of Multan Sultans, then, you know, it's been quite a recovery, Nick, the way you've seen them progress. And I mean, what were you impressed with in particular in today's game with Multan Sultans? What was impressive?
I think Andy's touched on it a little bit because, I mean, having played the game, you know what a dressing room is like when your bowlers have just been thrashed around for 240 and you're starting, which is why I asked Andy the question, because how do you lift a side? How do you, I know as an opening batsman, your job is to go out there and the psychology of the game has to be thrust back your way, which is damn difficult to do. And I think as much as anything, what we saw, I mean, Riley and Kyra and all the guys, and actually Anwar Ali and the way the little gems of an innings at the end which took the pressure off Riley, I think as much as anything, it was the way they wrestled back the initiative, having looked like the game was done and dusted. Now, I guess that's helped a little bit by the fact that Jason Roy chased down and Quetta chased down too. So perhaps there's a bit more self-belief than there was, say, a few days ago. But I think the psychology of turning that around, Andy, was pretty special.
Yeah, and the credit has to go to the boys out there in the field. We talked about a couple of the, David Miller's intervention in the dressing room, but the body language shown by Riley Rousseau, let alone the skill and power by Pollard. I know it wasn't Tim David's day, but then the follow-up from Kushdil, Anwar Ali and Osama Mir, who came in and played a couple of shots that meant that we got home almost comfortably in the end. That sort of self-belief is, you know how important self-belief is in a professional sports person, and I think our guys showed that today.
Well, the self-belief is showing now, because if you can chase down over 240 runs, this is going to augur really well for you going ahead into the tournament. We're reaching the business end. Thank you so much, Andy. I'm going to let you go because you have a game tomorrow, so I'm sure you can get back to the boys and celebrate with them. But yeah, Multan Sultans has been absolutely spectacular today. It's been a visual treat for all the fans in Pindi. Riley Rousseau is our master blaster for today.
Well, it's quite extraordinary to think that you can come straight in and get into your work as quickly as he did. Yeah, sure, the surface will help and it's coming on and sliding on nicely, but the self-belief of these players to come in and play in the manner that they do, chasing 240, is quite extraordinary. I mean, the landscape of the game is changing quite rapidly, certainly on a surface like this, and it was just pure entertainment, really. I don't think they could have bowled anywhere to him. We've seen that celebration before. We'll see it again. The very best of Riley Rousseau.